seminar, we have Neil Anderson here to talk about Skillshark. He's the founder and CEO of Skillshark, and they are a company that provides software for player evaluation. So what we're going to talk about in today's uHIT Academy seminar with Neil is how Skillshark was designed, where it came from, how it's making the evaluation of players easier, how it's helping parents know what direction to go in terms of developing their own child's play, whether it's in baseball, softball, a whole range of sports that they work in. We're mostly going to be focusing on baseball and softball here. And along the way, we're going to talk about uHIT's assessments for custom training that are also part of player evaluations, and talk about how these two softwares kind of can interact in player evaluation, whether it's for apportioning talent across a league, or whether it's just for general skills development of a particular player. So with that, I'd like to welcome Neil. He is dialed in from Saskatoon. So we are doing a little US, Canada right now. And we're going to talk about player evaluations. And so to kick things off, I want to know really, Neil, like jump right in. With Skillshark, in terms of player evaluation, what's the normal implementation environment that we're usually doing? Is it facilities? Is it a college team? Like what's the normal environment for your product?
Sure. The normal environment, we have three primary use cases. So the first most common one that we have are youth sport organizations who have, let's say, hundreds or in some cases thousands of athletes that they're trying to evaluate and to sort on properly skilled teams. So you, for example, putting the top skilled players on team A, B, C, etc., and go down and really sort them intelligently. The next use case is for academies. So baseball academies, softball academies. We're sport agnostic. We do all sports. So those academies predominantly have been using pen and paper evaluations, or they just do verbal feedback because they don't want the hassle of spending time making a manual report card at the end and sending it out to the kids. So oftentimes academies don't even send out any data to kids. And then the last use case is scouting. So if you're a baseball scout or a college level scout looking for talent, typically you're doing that with a pen, paper, clipboard. And at the end of the game, you go back to your hotel room, fill out a report on email or Word document, and send that back to your organization. So Skillshark makes that entire process much, much easier, that you just do it right on your phone.
Right.
Fully customizable.
Right. So I want to ask about that because we've been around baseball for a while. I'm sure you've interacted with baseball, softball, and there's sometimes a little tech aversion in these sports. What have you noticed in terms of like as a motivating factor to like facilitate buy-in? Let's take the scouting, the third example, the scouting example. What have you noticed is really like a motivating factor in, let's take that scouting environment to, get over the hump of like, I've always done it pen and paper, and
Right.
I'm going to keep doing it pen and paper. Like,
Yeah.
what's been a motivator?
On the scouting side, typically, that's there are a lot of cases where you've got fairly old scouts that have been, doing it with pen and paper for decades, and they're not, they're reaching the end of their scouting career, and they don't want to take on, or they're just not thinking that they can learn a new tech solution very easily, so they kind of stay with it. But it's the younger kids who are tech savvy, know about downloading apps and how to use apps within once on their phone, and those are the people that are adopting new technologies. And the primary reason for that is time savings and the fact that you can do so much more with the data now rather than pen and paper and dumping it into a spreadsheet and just doing averages and that kind of thing. You can do so much more with the data.
Right. So there's I'm guessing like from a business perspective, there's a critical mass then of those younger scouts that exist out there who do want to invest in that kind of technological learning curve that they'd have to climb. Small one, because the app is very well designed and the software is very well designed, but still it's different than pen and paper. But they're seeing that there's enough of a reason for them, and then you're seeing there's enough of a reason to cater to them. In other words, that there are enough of them out there. Is that right?
Right.